back to the intuitive eating workbook. So we're going to talk about the section that's about kind of the food police, and it's what our internal monologues kind of are when it comes to food, or some of us might not. It may relate to you, it may not relate to you. But intuitive eating involves a neutral, appreciative way of thinking. It's filled with positive thoughts and gratitude and based on the process of making change at your own pace. People who live with the diet mentality often have black and white thinking and see life in a pretty linear way, not gray area-esque. They approach projects with the goal of going from A to Z in a straight line rather than following the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows that come with any realistic goal in life. In the diet mentality, there is no room for deviation along the path, but life doesn't work that way, and when the inevitable deviation occurs, the dieter's rigid thinking leads to a sense of bewilderment and negative self-talk for not being able to stay on course. Negative belief and judgment and thinking impact your mental health. You want to make your motto coming from a place of curiosity, not from judgment. You're observing and then you're letting it go. The most common trap in which individuals get stuck in is perfectionist thinking. This premise must be reframed in order to remove negative self-talk. Whenever you attempt to do something every day or always, your goal is perfection. The problem with these goals is that the moment you don't reach your perfectionist standard, you feel as if you've blown it. You might even feel some shame with that and that you can't be true to your word. With this disappointment in yourself and the accompanying shame, you're likely to give up on your goal entirely. One way of reframing your thinking is by adopting the phrase "for the most part" or "good enough." When you set your goals, include a little bit of flexibility, like I'm going to exercise as often as it feels good, and when I'm too tired or don't have time, I'll rest. In other words, remember your commitment to consistent movement is going to be for the most part, or when I can, or it's good enough. As a result of diet thinking, you may have created many food rules as well, which are based on old beliefs. They may have accumulated over your lifetime, and many people say that a powerful source of these beliefs and rules was their upbringing or their dynamics of their family when they were kids. Your family's beliefs have a powerful influence on forming your own belief system. Even if their intentions were entirely positive, many parents raise their kids with rules about what's okay and not okay to eat. It's important to get a sense of these rules from your childhood, their degree of rigidity, and how they might still be affecting you. Have family members, friends, or acquaintances made comments about your weight, your shape, or what or how much you're eating? Do you get praised or commented more when you're in a thinner body versus a bigger body? All of that has to do with it. If the person making this comment acts like a critical parent, it's likely that you will feel like a rebellious child, and your behavior may reflect those feelings as well. You often cannot control how others speak to you, even if you confront them about their criticism, but you can change how you speak to yourself. If you speak to yourself in a critical way, it is likely that you will respond with a rebellious voice, just as if you would if someone else spoke to you in that way. You will find that you speak to yourself more gently, you reduce your rebellious resorts. By noticing how you feel when you speak to yourself and when you respond to yourself or others, you will remove many of the barriers that have blocked you from connecting with the voice of your intuitive eater. It's the voice of your autonomous intuitive eater who knows the truth of your thoughts and feelings that will lead you to a healthy relationship with food and your body. The destructive dieting voices have detrimental effects on your relationship with food and your body. It just does. The food police decides whether you're being bad or good in relation to your food choices. It combines your dieting rules with your food rules. The nutrition informant aligns with the pervading cultural myths about which foods are healthy, not fattening, or unhealthy, fattening. The diet rebel makes rebellious comments that leave you feeling powerless in your ability to make autonomous decisions about your eating. And then you have the powerful ally voices, which can aid and comfort you in your relationship with food and your body. The food anthropologist is going to be that neutral observer who makes comments without judgment, and the nurturer is that loving, kind voice that provides the most positive self-talk. The nutrition ally has a neutral voice that helps you make decisions about foods that will give you energy, health, and satiety, along with satisfaction. The intuitive eater is the voice that will come from your internal wisdom and will guide you to make the best choices for your body's needs. So there's a lot of inner voices in that dialogue every day. And we need to make sure that we're listening to those ally voices, to the positive self-talk, to the neutrality, and to that intuitive eating voice. If you have any questions, drop a comment below.